Hello friends. So in this video we are going to have a discussion on what is macros that is used in C. So macros are a part of a C preprocessor, which means it can be handled before the actual compilation starts. Okay. So there are various stages of compilation. So if you see in the preprocessor state, these macros are being replaced. So these macros are being defined using hash defined keyword, and it won't consume memory like any other variables which we are defined in C. Okay, so what it does, it just replace the value of the macro to a particular area of the code in which the macros are defined, and that all in the preprocessor state of the compilation. Okay, so if we take a macro, I'll take a macro max or loop max. I give it a value as 5. Okay, so here I take a integer array of 10, make it null. Then I take a for loop for integer I is equal to 0, I less than loop max. Then we have I plus plus. In this, we need to have array I is equal to I. Okay, then I will be printing this outside. So I use printf. Then we have array percentage d is equal to percentage d. Then we have next. Then we have arr. And then we have I. Sorry, I comma arr I. Okay. So what we are doing here, uh, we are putting the value of I in this array and till this loop max, that is 5, so it will run till 0 to 4, and it will fill the value of array and it will print here. Okay, so let's save it, let's compile it. So I'll compile this file and let's see what's the output. So we are getting a value from 0 to 4 using this loop. Okay, so what is different in this macro, which we cannot do in a variable? We can also do this thing. For example, integer loop underscore max is equal to 5, and we'll replace here as well. Okay, so in here also we'll get the same result. Okay, so what is different between a macro and a variable? So macro won't consume any memory. Okay, so what it does is wherever this loop max is there, it will replace with that value. For example, if I make it again loop max, then in the preprocessor stage of the compilation, this will be overwritten by a value 5. Okay, so there is no memory consumption in case of this macros, And in case of this variable, we are giving some memory of, int to this variable to make it work. So it's a very effective way of using these macros. Also, we can use this macro throughout the program, and it won't affect the compilation. It will not affect the runtime. Okay. So these overheads of the memory is not there in case of this macro, but it's there in case of this variable which we are defining. So I'll show you how this preprocessor stage comes in. So I'll again make it loop max, and we will see the preprocessor stage of this. So what I do is I'll do GCC, then I have hyphen E, then I have the file name hyphen O macro dot I. So this is the file. This is a preprocessor file that is being, compiled, and we will see whether this loop max is being converted into this value of 5 or not. Okay. So once I run this, and then I'll show you. So this is a preprocessor file. I'll go to directly to main, and here if you see, the macros is been overwritten by the value 5. Okay. So this is how this macro works. And let's take another example. Let's, okay. So this is a constant value that we are putting as a part of a macro. We can make it as a function as well. Okay. So there are parentheses over there. We have a comma b, and we will have a multiplied by b over here. Okay. So how we call this? We have this, then we'll have two variables. For example, integer a is equal to 10, and then we have integer b is equal to 20, and then we have printf that will print the value of macro output is equal to percentage %t, and then we'll pass on these values to this macro as a comma b. Okay, so let's compile it again. Save it first. So value is 200 to 20 multiplied by 10. So if I use a plus 1, then what will be the value? It will be 30. Why? Because this loop max is being overwritten by a value a multiplied by b, but here we have a plus 1 here. So as per board mass, this value will be calculated as, 20, and while adding with 10, we will get 30 here. Okay. So we should be very precise while calculating these values through the macro as well. So what's the solution for this? So we should put these value under parenthesis. Okay, so let's save it. Let's run it again. So now you will get a value 220. Why? Because this value would be a plus 1 multiplied by b. Okay, so a plus 1 would be 11 and b would be 20. So it would be 220. Okay, thank you all for having this discussion. See you in the next video.